Hey y'all, it's Bennett, and welcome back to another pickups video, this time for my birthday. That's right, I just turned 45 human years old, and I'm loving it. I had a great time on my birthday, and got to spend some time with my family, and spend some time at the yard sales, and even though I didn't get anything, and working on my game selling and stuff like that. So nothing too out of the ordinary, but still a fun time. And yeah, so we're gonna take a look at all the stuff I got for my birthday. Now, first off, you may have noticed with this gigantic Pikachu balloon. And he's held down by a Mario star. So awesome. I feel invincible. Alright, Pikachu, we're gonna go over there. Yeah, so my wife and daughter had that waiting for me when I came down for birthday fun time. Let's see, what did I get for my birthday? Well, speaking of wife and daughter, they gave me this awesome Nintendo 64 t-shirt. Pretty cool. One of my very favorite old school systems. I loved it back when it was taking up my time in college and just after. Remember, 45, old guy. What else did I get? The parents got me Zelda Link's Awakening for the Nintendo Switch. So that's exciting. Y'all know about that. And yeah, so that's pretty much the video game related stuff that I got for my birthday. And it was a lot of fun. And then on the day after my birthday, pretty much, I took a day off from work and did what I like to do on my days off, which in this case was go check out some game stores. So I went to a place that's about an hour that way, and another place that's like an hour from here that way. So I made a big triangle and drove around all over the place, but I made some serious scores, so I'm going to show you what I got in kind of reverse chronological order, just because it's better that way. Alright, so the last place I went was Game Exchange in a nearby town, and I've been hit or miss there. Like everywhere else, the selection is really shrinking down in terms of video games there. It's really taking up a lot less space than it used to, and it's being filled in with a bunch of Funko Pops and other stuff that I've complained about before, so I'll stop complaining right here. Instead, I'll show you what I managed to find in that smaller selection. Let's start out with a couple of things that I have to fill some boxes with. That would be Teenage Zombies for the Nintendo DS, and Golden Nugget Casino for the Game Boy Advance. So I have boxes from previous pickups that these will fill up and they'll go on my shelf. That's exciting. Alright, and what did I find on the shelf? Well, it was an Xbox kind of day at the Game Exchange. So I'll show you what I got. Picked up Brutal Legend for $5 buckaroos. I never got around to playing this one, which, you know, I like Jack Black and I like Motorhead, and I like all the metal aspects of this, and it is supposed to be pretty fun. So and there may be some strategy things that are not my favorite part, but nevertheless, I'm glad to add this to the collection. $5 dues there, $5. Next we have the Orange Box, which I picked up complete for $15. This is a game that needs to be in everybody's collection, if you ask me. And the reason why it wasn't in my collection heretofore is I either stupidly traded it in or lost it or something. Because I used to have it, I bought it for $20 in shrink wrap and all that. Played some Half-Life 2, played through Portal on that. But now I don't have any more, didn't have any more, and now I do. So back to Portal, back to Half-Life 2. It's got 5 games in there basically. So Half-Life 2, Team Fortress 2, all that cool stuff. So a real bargain at $15. Glad to have it back. I'm glad that didn't shoot up in price or anything, because it's too good a collection to not have. Speaking of collections, let's move on to the original Xbox. We have the Capcom Classics Collection for $8, and that features arcade Capcom hits like Street Fighter II, 1942, Ghosts and Goblins, Mercs, Commando, Bionic Commando, two different kinds of Commando, Ghouls and Ghosts, not to be confused with Ghosts and Goblins, Gunsmoke, or I guess Gun.Smoke, Final Fight, and more. So yeah, another complete game for the Xbox wall, and a killer collection of arcade games to play on the old Xbox. And moving on from there, I picked up, speaking of games to throw up on the Xbox wall for weird reasons, the Da Vinci Code for $4. It's probably about $2 more than I should have paid for it, but it was my birthday. And this is also complete. And yeah, I only got this because it was featured on Triple Jump's Worst Games Ever series.
I think that's Da Vinci himself. There he is.
There's Dan Brown.
It's Nick Cage.
She was inside Jesus all along.
Moaning Myrtle, there she is.
Yes.
With that interesting smile. Oh, strange
Oh, she's made of Scrabble.
She was letters all along.
And I like to play along with some of those games and see how bad they are for myself. And it looked like a fun bad game, so I'm gonna give it a try. A lot of puzzle solving and bad combat. So there you go, $4. And it says, if you bought this back when this was out, you get a free pass to the movie, which I did go see at the theater, and it was okay. But I didn't get my ticket for free from a video game. Oh well. Next, we're moving on to Combat Task Force 121. I don't know what that little symbol is. I don't know. This is Xbox exclusive, and it is yet another military shooter for the Xbox. I guess I'm kind of going for the whole set of those, at least the cheap ones. I have some notion of streaming those or doing a series of some sort on the obscure military shooters on the original Xbox, because there's so many of them and they're so cheap right now. So $6 gets you Combat 121, Task Force 121. They had another one that was only $4, but it was the case was all jacked up. The artwork is all jacked up and everything. So I splurged for the extra $2 to get a better condition. Because again, it was my birthday. Speaking of birthday, they also had Otogi, Myth of Demons, and this clocked in at $40, which is a good $10 or $15 off of the kind of price starting rate. So I was glad to snatch that up. And so yeah, it's one of the a little higher end games for the original Xbox. It's complete, and yeah, it looks like fun. It's fast-paced 3D action with deep RPG elements. So how could you not? They also had Otogi 2 sitting right next to it, and that's one of the that goes way higher up on the Xbox original value list, but it didn't have the manual with it, and it was still well over $100, and I was like, I was running out of money at that point, so forget it. If it had the manual, I might have convinced myself to get it, but whatever. Yeah, because I'm adding to that Xbox collection. They also had a lot of cool games that I need to go back and pick up when I have money again, like Psychonauts and that sort of thing. Yeah. But that was going in at like $70 or $80 or something on the shelf, and I wasn't ready for that that day. So, yep, Otogi, Myth of Demons, complete for the Xbox. Now, the reason I didn't have any money to spend, of note to spend in the Game Exchange is because of the previous places I had gone, and one of those places is called Almost Anything in that same town with Game Exchange, where they sell almost anything, and that includes records and comics and watches and pawn kind of things, stereo equipment, and a big wall of games and game-related stuff. So I looked around and looked around, finally decided to get Konami, this is so tiny, Konami Collection something, that's hard to see, Arcade Advance for the Game Boy Advance. That is also a box filler for me. So now I got the game to go with the box. But that was thrown in for free when I picked up Power Blade, the original Nintendo Entertainment System. I looked all over in their collection at the store and didn't see anything, stand out. And I was getting ready to leave with nothing when this kind of caught my eye from behind some things on the wall, and it's like, whoa! Yeah, so this is one I've been, on the lookout forever. It has the game in the Nintendo branded sleeve. Does have the foam, but no manual. It was kind of a no manual sort of day, as you'll see in a little while. But nevertheless, Power Blade, 22nd century warrior. When New Earth's master computer is attacked by aliens, only Nova, Lord of the ancient Power Blade, can hope to battle through the control center and restore the database. So that sounds exciting. And Power Blade and Power Blade 2 are kind of on those gotta find for the collection sort of games. Power Blade, much like with Otogi, Power Blade is much more affordable than its sequel, Power Blade 2, which is like one of the top, 5 most expensive games on the NES. This, I paid $175, which is not a bad price. If it had the manual, I would feel a little better about that, but it's kind of, the price charting rate more or less. And hey, I got Arcade Advance thrown in for free, so can't beat that. And now that's going up on the shelf when I get a box protector, and it'll probably go in the glass case. All right, so that was the things I did in that one town. And prior to that, though, I spent some time on another town in the opposite direction, and that was called Full Circle Toys. Good lord. And they have everything in terms of like retro, old school toys, new versions of retro toys, like all the old Transformers and G.I. Joe and Barbie and Turtles and He-Man and all that stuff, and then kind of the new versions of them, like Star Wars and all that stuff. Like they have the new ones as well. Loads and loads and loads of figures, comic books, lots of different stuff that I spend a long time looking at. It's probably my favorite store that I go to regularly because I can spend forever just looking at the toys. But then going into the game section, I was afraid it was going to be shrunk down like every other game store in the world. But as a matter of fact, it had grown since the last time I went there. They had expanded it, added more shelves, added more games, and more stuff. And I'm going to show you what I picked up. First of all, we had a few more things to fill up some of the empty cases that I have. So we have an NHL 95 for the Super Nintendo, which I already have a boxed version of that, but now I can put this in the extra box I have and sell it, trade it, something. Then we have WrestleMania, the arcade game, also for the Super Nintendo. You can see that was like $11 there. And again, I got that box and a big lot of Super Nintendo empty boxes. And I'm almost done filling up. So that's exciting. We have Connect Adventures for $3 to, again, fill up a box. So I'll be able to trade that. I guess the whole game is probably not worth more than about $3 anyway, but whatever. GTA San Andreas, the greatest hits version. So I'm able to fill up that box. And then Grand Theft Auto 3 Black Box version. That one's $4 and GTA was like $10. Sorry, San Andreas. GTA 3. Yeah, so filling up some boxes, and that's always exciting to me. But when it comes to adding cool stuff to the collection, they had a lot of cool stuff to pick from, and I had to put a lot of stuff back. But I'll be back. I'll bring trade in. I'll get some money off. I actually had some trade in that I thought I was going to use at Game Exchange, but I went ahead and did it at Full Circle Toys. Yeah, so I did my trade in there. Got like $35 for a stack of 13 random games off the shelf back there, including like some Wii Fit and that sort of thing. So I got a decent, return from my trade-in, but it barely made a dent because I got things like Super Godzilla for the Super Nintendo, and this is, they had two of these boxed Super Godzillas, and they were both the same price, so with the permission of the people running the store, I opened them up and kind of put together the best. The best cartridge was in the other box, and then this was the best box, so I put the other cartridge. Anyway, Frankenstein, the best version that they had available, so and made it and bought that. So we have the game in its original, I believe, little baggie, and it's in great shape. And we have some inserts, but again, no manual. Lots of stuff with no manuals this time. But yeah, it has this tray, game, baggie, inserts, and it's Super Godzilla for the Super Nintendo to go hand in hand. Very excited to pick that up. Looking at stuff about this game on AVGN's Godzilla Games retrospective.
We got Super Godzilla. Ooh, now we're bringing super into it. That means we're not playing around anymore. Time to get serious.
This is probably not such a great actual game to play, but it's a cool box, and I'll give it a try, and it looks like it could be fun. So, I don't know. I'm glad to have it. Godzilla's cool. Super Nintendo games are cool, and box games are even cooler. So here we are. And next, we're going to move on to Ranma 1/2 or 1/2 hard battle, however you say it, based on anime or a manga or both or something. I remember seeing about this game back in the Nintendo Power days, and never had a chance to play it or see it up close in person, but I remember thinking it looked interesting. I mean, there's a big panda on it. I think you can fight as the panda. I'm not sure. But yeah, it's a fighting game, and they, I believe, covered this on the Giant Bomb fighting game ranking, and it didn't probably get so high on the ranking, but that's all right. It looks like a lot of fun to me. And yeah, so this one was interesting. It had, it has some tape here that I'm gonna have to very carefully remove. And I hate it, people, it's cardboard, what are you doing? And I was like, oh my gosh, this is super full, it's gotta have the manual in there. Well, this I thought was too funny to let go. So we have the tray with the game. Looks good. Even has the little protector sleeve thing. But then we have the manual, which somebody printed out on regular old paper in black and white and stuffed into the box. So yeah, complete with the manual. So I will not be keeping it in the box because it's like deforming the box with how big it is, but I just thought that was hilarious that somebody did that. And not only did they do that, ooh, look, I think we have staples. Yeah, boy. Not only did they print out their own manual, they also printed out the internet. They printed out an FAQ, like cheat codes and walkthrough kind of stuff from the internet. How about that? It doesn't say what site it's from, I don't think. Hang on, geocities.com/collegepark something. So it's a GeoCities site. Now we're talking. That's old school. So this, may have been in there since this game pretty much came out, or since the late 90s at any rate. Yeah, so I'm not putting both of those back in there because it's just going to deform the box, but I may tuck it into the protector sleeve with it just as a little nod to how somebody got some good use out of Ranma 1/2 Hard Battle. And if you know the way to say that better than I do, feel free to put it in the comments. Cool. So now we got that in the collection. Something that I've kind of always admired at any rate. The box is not in the best shape, and that tape I'm gonna have to get creative to get off there without messing up the actual paint and silicone or whatever on the box. But that's all right. We'll figure it out. Ramo 1/2 Hard Battle. That clocked in at $60. Okay, we're almost done here, gang. We move on up to Marvel Superheroes in War of the Gems. The Clash for Infinite Power. And then it has like the Infinity Stones all labeled there. So the most powerful collection of Marvel superheroes now unite to battle treacherous mobs of supervillains. So mysterious foe, who could that be, has kicked off his plan to rule the world by collecting the Infinity Gems. While each gem controls one force of nature, combined they command limitless power. So yeah, pretty awesome. This is another one of those games that I've only kind of heard about. It is a beat 'em up, side-scrolling beat 'em up, seems to me. And if I'm wrong, well, I'll find out. But the box is in pretty good shape. All things considered, it's got a little scuffage up there, and it has a Blockbuster video sticker back there, so that's some provenance on there if you care about that. Actually, this isn't scuffing, that's a price sticker. We can get that off. Yeah, so this was one I was super happy to find. I never thought I would see this out in the wild. That's the thing. Maybe spending more money than I normally would want to on these things. Although this was going in at $140, and that was a good 15 or more less than it was going on price charting and eBay, so I was happy about that. But yeah, I was supporting a local, not conglomerate, a local store that use the business, and I'm always happy to do that. And I'm finding cool video games out in the wild, which is always an exciting thing to do as well. So again, inserts but no manual, more inserts. But we have the game and we have the tray. Game looks like it's in very good condition, except it does have Blockbuster stickies on the side. I can peel those off, even though they're security tab things. And it has, you know, a Blockbuster code on there, Blockbuster video, whatever. We can get that off now. Giant PPG on the paper label there. That's not great. I guess pre-played game is what that stands for, doesn't it? Good job, Blockbuster. Anyway, despite the cosmetic issues there and the lack of manual, super glad to have this in the collection. I'm really looking forward to playing this. And again, lots more goodies for this Super Nintendo. And nice enough they had these little box protectors already on them. And finally, we picked up another one for the NES, Ghoul School. This is another game I never thought I would see out in the wild at any kind of game store. I don't think I've ever seen it even at a convention, although I'm sure if I looked hard enough, I probably would have. But yeah, Ghoul School for the NES, and oh, come on, open up. The exciting thing here is the condition is fabulous. Like, you know, I don't know from nothing, but if one were to grade complete and box games, this would get, you know, a 10.5. No, it has, you know, scuffs and so on. It would probably get a 7. I don't know how they work, but I don't care. It's not going to any grading place, but you can see it's in very good condition. One of the best condition NES boxes that I have in my collection, next to my, you know, very own copy of Tecmo Super Bowl that I kept in good condition since I was a kid. Anyway, and when one opens it up ever so carefully, we have the game. It's also in very good condition. Look at that label. And this one actually had the manual. That's right, set up now. And it's in a little plastic protector. So this was from somebody's, you know, collection. So good for them for keeping it in good shape, and I'm glad I could keep it in my collection where it'll stay in good shape. Ghoul School, you know, this one, this is everybody's favorite game from the NES era. Suddenly surviving high school has taken on a whole new meaning. High school. Remember all the football games, the homecoming dance, and at the end, and all the high school spirit? Yeah. Literally, in the case of Ghoul School High. Boy, that's hard to read. Anyway, looks like we have a haunted school, and who are you gonna call but the Ghoul School guys? Or should I say Ghoul School? Alright. I don't know much about this game. I'm just excited to have it in the collection. We'll find out more. Alright, that's it. I had a fun time spending way too much money on birthday presents for myself. Now I need to get to work selling some of this other stuff so I can pay myself back, because I kind of racked up a large hole to dig myself out of. So back to work. Thanks for watching. Catch y'all next time, and if you have any best birthday gifts, best like video game birthday gifts, put them in the comments. And if you like to buy stuff for yourself for your birthday, well, you and me both. And if it's your birthday, happy birthday. And if it's not, happy birthday on some other day. Bye now.